What is up, everybody? Welcome to another fresh take. Mr. T, how you doing, man?
Hey there, Boots. What's going on?
All right, so Black Widow. We finally got that first trailer, and we're gonna give our thoughts on it. In a word, I'm looking forward to it. It did what it's supposed to. It did what it
Yeah.
was supposed to. It honestly did what it was supposed to. It got me. They showed a nice little action sequence that is John Wickish. So
hmm
you got me in there on that. They showed a little bit of a mystery type deal coming in. They actually let me see what Taskmaster looks like. More on
hmm
that later. We saw Yelena Belova. More on that later.
hmm
And we saw everybody's favorite Captain America drunk uncle. So
Right.
I, it's only 2 minutes, but I think they did a good job of like at least piquing interest.
hmm
I would say for the most part. I will be the first to tell you I do not know the Black Widow comics like I know my X Men and some of my Avengers and some of my Defender stuff. So I have no idea what they're taking the story from. I'm thinking they're taking little pieces from some everywhere, but I don't know. This is one
hmm
of those times where I just don't know. I got an idea. I thought they were gonna do Bloody Ledger, but they look like they was about to do Red Room. I don't know what this story they're taking from, so I'm gonna be going to this one blind, which is actually a good thing. Actually,
Yeah.
it did come out though that the film does take place after Civil War, but before Infinity War, which means that whole year where we don't know what they were doing. This is showing you what she was doing
All right.
essentially. So, is it a prequel? Kinda. Depending on how you see it, on how you see a prequel is to be done, I guess you could say that. But I mean, it to me, it's just like a standalone story that they're just trying to get out just to show, hey, this is what happened. This is our send off because, okay, spoiler alert: if you don't know she died in game, what are
Yeah.
you even
What?
doing here?
Yeah.
What are you even doing here? So
Yeah. Go.
yeah, she died in the game. So this is like they're saying, okay, look, we know y'all mad at us because she wasn't in the big battle. We know y'all mad at us because we killed her instead of Hawkeye. Shut up and watch this movie. That's basically what that's a joke, people. I don't want anybody getting mad. That was a joke.
Don't get mad.
Yeah, don't get upset. But T, your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, you talk about not knowing the comic that well. I know even less than you, and so it's all gonna be new to me for the most part. But yeah, I thought it was a good trailer. I mean, I would have liked a, a, a bigger moment, but I can understand why they didn't do that yet. I mean, is this called a teaser or is
Yeah,
it?
they call this a teaser, but really it's just trailer one.
Yeah,
I
two
don't know
minutes
why they call
is
it.
too long for it to call it
Yeah,
a teaser.
back in the day, a teaser was a minute.
A minute, right?
Yeah, this is like you jumping into full length trailer territory, but they call it a teaser trailer, so I'm just going with what they call it.
Right. Um, I don't remember. I can't remember if there was there any like Black Widowism moments where she's like kicking tail and like doing her little spin scissor thing.
They did, but it was quick. It was
Yeah.
like blink and you miss it.
Okay.
So I'm guessing they saving whatever that is for the other for the next trailer
Yeah.
because they look. We love Scarlett Johansson, but we here to watch her fight.
Right. I mean, that's basically it. Like, I expect this movie to be more along the lines of like Captain America: Winter Soldier without the big epic ending that
Yeah.
that movie has. This is I'm expecting a spy movie with some cool action, and I'm a little, because I wanted to have a spy movie look, a James Bond look to it. So I'm a little worried because I don't know if the director is up to that task, and I didn't really see that kind of spy look in the trailer. But again, it's a initial early trailer. It's hard to to get that stuff out. I know how it is when you're in production and you're asked to cut a trailer. That's how it works. You're asked to cut a trailer while you're in production. You don't know what your story is yet. You just want to get like some cool moments that you have shot. So it's hard to like put something together that's going to really blow people's minds away. But you know. It's just to let you know, yeah, we're working on it. We got some cool stuff here. Look at this. Look at this guy from Stranger Things with these little comical moments. So that was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what, and the thing is, I know people were complaining ish about the whole fat joke in there, but I mean, it kind of is funny because I do know a little bit about Red Guardian. He's basically the Soviet version of Cap,
America, yeah, I kind of knew that too.
except he drinks a lot more.
Right,
He drinks a hell of a lot more, and he does look like he's with the Russian Bratva.
right. So I have to feel like the people who complained about that
Don't know
don't know
the
the character.
yes. So I
So,
mean, it makes sense on that level, and I like David Harbour.
yeah,
So yeah, everybody, all the Stranger Things fans, this is where he went after Stranger Things season 3.
exactly. Right, he became a Russian agent. They
Yeah,
turned him.
he's in Russia. So y'all connect the dots. So
And I know just saying Russian agent online, I just got all kinds of CIA, everybody like spying on us right now in our little communication here. So
yeah, I would like to take this time to let everyone know I have no idea who the Red Guardian is, or neither do I know who the Black Widow is.
I don't know them at all.
So yeah, I did like seeing Rachel Weisz in there, but I don't know who she's playing. So I honestly,
Yeah, that was a surprise.
yeah, I don't know who she's playing, but apparently she's one of the widows. So it's surprising to see a widow supposedly. I'm guessing she's married to Red Guardian. I'm guessing
That
just
would
by
be
the way,
interesting.
the trailer was cut. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, okay, so they married.
Right.
I mean, I do think y'all know what a Black Widow is, right?
You
um,
know, she's one of the British go-tos. She's a really good actress,
yeah, and she can
so
pull off a Russian accent. So
and she can definitely pull it off. So
yeah, so all in all, I thought it was a pretty good trailer. There are a couple things. There are some people who don't like the way Taskmaster looks. I think they did a good job making it look realistic as they could. Because one, if you ever seen what he looks like in the comics, it's utterly ridiculous. So
he's one of those guys that has a ridiculous costume. And you
yeah,
got to do the best you can. You want to stay true to the costume to
yeah,
some extent. You don't want to, veer off like they did poor Wolverine
yeah.
in the movies, but you don't want it to be goofy looking, you know.
Yeah.
So
And I thought they did a good job because they made the mask. The mask has to look like a skull. They did that.
yeah,
So to me, I'm like, okay, as long as they made the mask look like a skull, and yes, it looks like a one of those biker skulls that they have. But I'm like, dude, what in the world else you gonna do? Um,
that you're not gonna laugh at, you know.
yeah, I mean, and now
Like,
don't get me. The guy is a merc. The Taskmaster is a merc. So
yeah,
understand, he's a merc. He's gonna have a crew with him. So when you see him, just understand what you about to get.
yeah.
This dude is like on a level that makes no sense the way he fights. So it's actually he makes for a very good villain.
Hmm.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how she because I don't ever remember seeing her fight Taskmaster in the comics. I always seen
Yeah,
like Deadpool and Cap fight him.
yeah. And here's the thing, though. I mean, I could be way off. Showing him and the way they showed him in the trailer almost makes me feel like there's somebody above him, even. You know,
There
like there
usually
could be.
is.
Yeah,
There usually is.
that's just a feeling I got. Again, I don't really know the comic at all. That's just me with my filmmaker mind.
Yeah.
Seeing that makes me feel like there's gonna be somebody else in
That's why I
the
think this is
background.
gonna be one of those like it's gonna be one of those you know how Winter Soldier had elements of James Bond.
Hmm.
This is gonna be more James Bond than that
Right.
because
That's what I hope.
that's basically what all she is. Natasha Romanoff is a spy. That is what she
Yeah.
does. That's also what Mystique does. But we're not gonna say anything about that. But
Eh, I go there.
but I mean that's what she does. So this should just be a straight up spy flick. That's basically what this should be. This should be a spy flick with Marvel characters in it.
Okay.
That's what I'm expecting.
Cool.
So they pull that off, and once again, Scarlett Johansson has played this role so much she could do this in her sleep. She's
Right.
that good. So, and the cast they got looks great. Like I have no complaints about the
Yeah,
cast.
yeah, everybody looks good. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody looks
So,
great.
and they even made the Red Guardian costume work, which I
I was
thought
gonna say, yeah, I
that,
do remember seeing him in the comic before,
yeah,
and that was pretty good. That was pretty
yeah,
good. And again, like you said, it hints to Captain America.
yeah,
I think even more than the comics. Well, at least the version I saw of him in the comic, he was just kind of just in a red jumpsuit, basically,
yeah. It was a red jumpsuit with a star on it.
with a star on it, right?
Yeah.
So they seem like they Captain America him up a little bit for this costume, which I'm cool with. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, because it works better than what they could have did.
Yeah.
I'm so glad Fox is not over this, but God knows what them costumes would have been like. Had Simon Kinberg and Brian Singer had their hands on this, but I- overall, I'm actually like, okay, May, I can deal with this. This might actually this is probably gonna work. So,
I just don't know what took so long. Like why did it
well,
take so
because
long to give her movie?
I think the thing is, the way I understand it, Feige had this mapped out ever since Avengers made that 200 million that first weekend. They mapped the whole damn thing out that next summer,
Mm-hmm.
and they just didn't have. She didn't fit into
She
what they
didn't
were
fit
trying
anywhere.
to write. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I
And,
know people
and she
didn't
did
like.
get nice chunks. She
Yeah,
got in other people's movies, like Captain
yeah,
America, Winter Soldier. She was huge in that. She was huge in Iron Man 2.
too. Yeah,
So yeah, so she had, you know, she almost had her own movie, but it
yeah.
was inside other people's movies. So
Yeah, and I understand why people like representation. She needs to have a movie now. I don't know why. No, when you write, when you
it ain't all that.
yeah,
Like
when you have your story already written out and you know what you're trying to do, you can't just throw something in just because.
right, I mean,
It doesn't work like
representation.
that.
If they, that's come on, man. People
Yeah, but you have to say that
man, like
because
women who get movies. Like
yeah.
women
So
get movies for a long time. I don't know why they act like they're playing
yeah,
this weird, strange
it's
narrative.
yeah, it's weird, but I'm like I like the fact that they're doing it now because now you can make it make sense without having to say we got to throw in something about an Infinity Stone.
Yeah, like and the thing about comics, like who who is the typical creator of comics? Guys.
Yeah.
So we're gonna give the guy characters, and that's something we do on purpose. It's just
Mhm.
that we as guys can relate to guys. Like we write better for us for the most part. There's some
Yeah.
people out there that can write really good women characters. James Cameron does it,
Yeah.
but there's not a lot of guys who can do that. So if you're dealing with a mostly male, and this is comics, you're talking about really young skewing. You're talking about adolescence to teen and all that stuff, and girls aren't in the typically aren't in the comics at especially at that age.
Yeah.
Um, that's not to say that there aren't girls who are into it. I'm talking about on a totality, you
When you
know,
look at the
movie and
demographics in the reader,
right.
it's I know women don't want to hear that, but it's the truth.
Yeah,
That's not a
it's
lie. Yeah.
but but comics they've started to more women have started to read them. So over time, it will get better as far as the catering to the women that read comics at this point or into comic book movies. That's just natural. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
When you have something that's dominated by dudes, the dudes who write the stuff cater to the dudes. I mean, that's just it's not like I don't care about the women. It's
Yeah.
just that's what you do by default. It's human nature.
Yeah.
It's not a conspiracy against anybody. That's why I can't stand when people act like that. Like it's not we're trying to hold you back,
Yeah, it's
just
that's
because
not
you're
the case.
yeah, it's not like that at
that,
all.
that that seriously
There
isn't
are
the
a lot of
case.
great women comic book characters. Hello,
Oh,
even
Wonder Woman,
uh, right,
Storm.
uh, right. There
I
there are
mean,
plenty of them. We do our best when we can relate when we can do it when we write these women characters. So and then the more women that get in, the more representation will happen. It's
yeah,
not like anybody's trying to forcefully keep you down.
no,
And comic books,
yeah,
like you
it's
have a point in some things, but comic
yeah,
books,
yeah.
come
Comic
on,
books is just comic books. I mean,
yeah.
at this point, but hey,
But that's not. This ain't the place to fight the battle.
yeah, take the place, especially when they're trying to like actually put together a good story so people will come and watch it.
Right,
Because
right.
the story is you
Because if
can
you
you can
force out a character,
yeah
that's not gonna
you
hook
gotta you
anybody.
still gotta have a good story. You can't just like throw a character and think that's gonna work.
Yeah, if you just force it out just to represent, then that's not good storytelling.
No, that's not.
So
AKA Gambit. Yeah.
right, and it happens to the male characters too.
Yeah.
Trying to push him out. They're just because I like Channing Tatum, I want to date him.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. I'm sitting there like, man, come on, dude, man. I like Gambit. He's one of my favorite X-Men, but there ain't no story for that dude,
No,
man.
no. Now, can there be one? Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
But
but it's gonna take
but
some
no,
time.
but it's gonna take somebody who's a serious fan of Gambit, like like a me or you,
Yeah,
that's in the industry that wants to give him a strong story, and then you can have a good movie based around him. But
yeah,
that's something that's gonna have to happen. Like Deadpool's not the best example, but Ryan Reynolds was so passionate about Deadpool, he pushed and pushed and pushed, and that's why he made sure once he got the opportunity that it was gonna be a good movie. It couldn't been a crap movie after all that pushing, you know?
no, he pretty much, and I hate to have to be to say, it, but he pretty much had to do this by himself because
So
the studio tried to sabotage that every chance they get, but
yeah,
people tend to forget that.
it was the wrong people in place in power at that time, and
Yeah,
they were trying to stop him at every turn.
yeah. So, and he still went and did stuff without their knowledge,
And
and
he's a guy.
yeah,
He's a well-known Hollywood actor,
like
male,
well known, like
and still wouldn't give him the thing. So what do you think they're gonna do with the audience? You know, retention. Obviously, male comic book fans, we like good female comic book characters,
yeah,
right? But again, we're talking about these people are looking at numbers. You know,
yeah,
it's like, oh well, yeah, she's a great character, but how many fans are actually clamoring for her movie? First of all, and it's not about her being a her. It's
it's
just about the numbers.
yeah,
It
like
always comes down to the numbers. You can complain about these things, but it always comes down to this right here: money.
yeah, like, and we've said this before. If you want something, if you are a part of a group that you feel is being misrepresented, you got to go watch the movies when they come out because
Gotta
if
go
you don't,
watch.
Hollywood don't care.
And
Hollywood truly does not care. The only thing they care about is this.
exactly, that's it. They'll make a movie about a shoe
Yeah.
if that's what people want to watch.
If it
They
make a
don't care.
if it make $1.5 billion at the box office, they gonna make parts two, three, and
Shoe,
five of the shoe.
shoe, the movie
Yeah. So
trilogy.
I mean that's the thing. Like if when this stuff come out, you have to go support it and watch
That's
it. That's why like
complain.
that's why like if remember when Black Panther came out, they had that Black Panther challenge because black folks we knew we like look if this don't make no money,
Hey, regardless of how you felt about that movie,
yeah,
that movie did good. I
yeah,
needed it to do good.
yeah, because of the simple fact because we had people like Amy Pascal who said Denzel Washington can't sell a movie.
This is just, and that's just, she's just the one we caught.
Yeah, she's the one we caught. So
Because
yeah,
North Koreans hacked her. If it
yeah,
wasn't for that, this is stuff you wouldn't know. So that's just the one person you caught. Imagine the people you
that
don't
you don't.
catch,
Yeah,
what they're saying, what their
and
emails are saying. So
so yeah, those movies. Yeah, when if you want your movie, if you want to get that representation like you want, you gotta go see the movie when it come out. So I'm gonna say this, and I hope it don't get taken the wrong way, but ladies, if you want more action movies, because there's a certain person in Hollywood that got mad that her movie didn't do well and blamed men for it. If you want action movies to do well, you gotta go see them. So if you want action movies starring your favorite female actresses, I suggest you go see
yeah,
Black Widow when it come out.
if you're talking about
Well,
what I think it, no, if
yeah,
you're
you
talking
know
about
what
what I
I'm
think
talking
you're talking about,
about.
there were so many issues with that.
Yeah,
They,
and they have been going over
yeah, for her
at
to
length.
say it's this one thing here,
Yeah,
that's such a cop out, man. But anyway,
yeah, but
moving on, dodging that bullet.
yeah, dodging that bullet. So I like you have to, but you, in all honesty, you do have to go see
Yeah, you
the
gotta go.
movie. Yeah, because they got to do. Once they start seeing it, like I said, you will see them put out movie after movie after movie after movie. They would not care who it is.
No, They just want to get paid
Yeah, they'll bring back Foxy Brown and Cleopatra Jones if they gonna make some money.
in a heartbeat.
Fully with microphones in the shot and so,
And I'm glad you brought up Foxy Brown and Cleopatra Jones
yeah, because
because
those are
those are two movies with female action stars
hmm
40 years ago.
yes.
So
Look,
stop this nonsense about females not being allowed to be in action movies. That was happening 40 years ago.
now of course it starred the always awesome Pam Grier, who most men still have a crush on. But yeah, like I said, I mean, dude, like
But
the
those movies made money.
yeah, the black exploitation era, they had it all.
Yeah,
So
yeah, at all.
I had it all. So yeah, I hope it does well. I am looking forward to it. And I'm not. This is like the first movie of next year that I'm actually looking forward to. There's another one that for a trailer that dropped earlier today. Uh, No Time to Die, the latest James Bond film. I saw that trailer. I might go see that one. I fell out with James Bond, the Daniel Craig James Bonds after
Mm,
Casino Royale because they sucked. So
yeah, and
they didn't
people
feel
try to act
like
like they
Bond.
don't.
They
Did
didn't
you?
feel like Bond. They felt like
Right,
Jason Bourne.
right. Did you really like what's the one? What's the
I
one
like
right after Casino Royale?
that was Quantum of Solace. I hated that one.
Quantum of. Did you really like Quantum of Solid, people?
Hell no. The only other one I liked was Spectre, and that's because of Christoph Waltz.
Okay, and I was gonna say, did you really like Home Alone? James Bond. Which one was that?
Uh, the
See, I
one
don't
before,
even remember the names of
yeah,
these movies.
the one with Javier Bardem in it. No, I didn't like
Yeah,
that because Javier Bardem was scaring me. I'm like, the world is wrong with this dude, man? Like
it
taking
was
his teeth out and okay, dude, you're just being weird. But
yeah. So Daniel Craig wants to be done with Bond, and
yep,
it's because it's rigorous on his body, his old body.
I mean, dude is
He's
damn
a
near
man of
50.
advanced years.
Yeah, so I don't know why they keep wanting him to do it.
Yeah,
So hey,
because
I
they have
mean,
nobody else.
well, no, they had
I
Idris
think
Elba. They had Idris
they're
Elba, but they
scared.
didn't
They're
want
too
him.
scared. Too scared for that.
Yeah,
Um, and they're too afraid.
yeah. But
Uh,
that being said, I mean, and I'll probably do
but there's a guy out there who may have had to hang his cape up prematurely. That would, I think, fit pretty good.
seeing as how he is British anyway.
Yeah, and he was in the running. He was runner up twice.
Yeah,
James Bond. He was
Henry
up against
Cavill.
Daniel Craig and lost against Daniel Craig.
Well, he
Um,
shouldn't have, but that's
well,
neither here
I
nor
think he was just too young. He was too
there.
young at that time.
Yeah,
And
franchise. You wanted
yeah,
him to do like 10
that's
damn.
another. Yeah, if you want James Bond Begins,
Yeah,
that's what you get, the young guy.
yeah,
But he wouldn't be Superman, so I loved him as Superman. So
yeah. So I mean, I am a fan of the old school James Bonds because of the simple fact that I like my billionaires to be eccentrically crazy.
yeah, like
Using-
they really got on Die Another Day. Now, like there was like bad stuff in that movie, but it was like CGI.
yeah,
It wasn't like
it wasn't a story. It was just
such a
yeah,
James Bond movie,
yeah.
a throwback James Bond movie at that time. What came out in 2002, 2003? Holly
2002.
Berry and the they had eccentric, like you said,
Yeah,
crazy billionaire dudes, and then the henchman with the quirk.
yeah,
He had diamonds in his face. He
yeah. And for some reason could stop bullets.
could stop bullets, apparently.
Yeah. He was Leroy Green.
Right. But I think what ruined James Bond was a little guy named Austin Powers.
Powers, yeah. He brought up everything they did wrong.
Right. What? Well, not everything they did wrong, but definitely the tropes of
Yeah,
James Bond films and made them kind of lack lines, and so that's why they went with the grungier
yeah.
or
The Jason
edgy
Bourne.
Jason Bourne
Yeah,
James Bond, which I mostly didn't care for. I loved Casino Royale; I thought it was awesome, but that was probably because of Martin Campbell, and I loved GoldenEye, and so maybe that's
yeah,
that's why I love that movie. But after that, I could care less.
yeah. So, yeah, yeah. I see your point because I was just like I don't see what everybody sees in this, but the Daniel Craig ones anyway. My favorites are still the Sean Connery, Pierce Brosnan. Those are my favorite Bonds. So I'm just gonna leave it at that.
You
But
can't be Connery. He's the
Yeah,
best.
he was just an OG.
Roger Moore was close. He was
Yeah,
close.
he's close, but he won his OG as
Roger
Sean
Moore's my
was.
number three. It's Connery, Brosnan, and Roger Moore.
Yeah,
That's my top three.
yeah, that makes sense. That's a good list. That makes sense. But hey, you know what, people? Why don't y'all leave us in the comments? You leave us your favorite Bond and your
Yeah,
favorite Bond movie.
true.
Yeah, and might as well tell us what you think
Beyond
about
25.
yeah, tell us what you think about Black Widow, the Black Widow trailer, and tell us if you think that Hopper is going to come back to Stranger Things with his Red Guardian powers.
That would be awesome.
I mean, since he got killed and we didn't see
Yeah,
the body, and he's in Russia,
right,
so
right. What a
I'm just saying,
coincidence.
yeah, coinky dink.
Right.
So yeah, that's the gist of that. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. T, anything you want to pimp out?
No, not really. I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants when it comes to my channel because YouTube is tripping anyway. So
Yeah.
what else?
Well, be on the lookout for the Winged It podcast on Sunday. We are coming back. Me and Andre got a sort of a lineup for you. And next Thursday, it is the Game Awards. Normally, I would do my usual live reaction, but thank you, Google, you punks. Can't do that this year. But if you follow my Discord, I will have the Discord chat open. We will be doing our little live reactions, voice chat wise. So if you want to join us, I'm going to have a few people in there and we'll be doing our live play by play. And yes, alcohol will probably be involved more than likely. I'm just saying, I got rum. So, just so I let you know. But that's
Don't get
going
rowdy.
yeah, it's probably especially because somebody needs to hear themselves when they talk Jeff Keighley. But we will see you guys if you want to join us there on December the 12th. So thanks, peace, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace.